If you've lost your dick sensitivity, can you fix it? Hey guys, I'm Stephanie Ganowski, sexologist and sex coach for men. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you've been subscribed, welcome back. So whenever I talk about a dick-related problem, I'm going to have my friend come join us. What should we name him? Mr. Weenie? If you've lost sensitivity and you're freaking out, for instance, you've used death grip too much, watched too much porn with too much death grip, and you're like, what do I do? How do I reverse this? What are the things I could do? I'll give you 5 things you could do. First one is you want to take breaks. Get in the habit of taking breaks so that you get out of that habit of just rush, pressure, just do it, and rush through it very intensely, and instead show your body, hey, we could take breaks and then we could come back and we can make out and chill and then we could come back. Even when you're masturbating, take a little break, just hold it, whatever, and then go back. And the break could be like 20 seconds, right? We're not talking about like 10 minutes here. It's a few seconds in a session where normally you'd go straight through pretty intensely. Instead, you're kind of relaxing for a few seconds, 10 to 20, let's say, and then you're going back to it. And just practice this maybe like 2 to 3 times per session just to get your body in that new habit. Second thing you could do is start using gentle touch. This is a way to train your body to start getting sexually stimulated again to gentle touch. So you no longer you're not relying on that pressure, that death grip pressure. You're training your body and your mind to accept that gentle pleasure as a form of arousal. And this may take some time. You might feel like I don't really feel it, but just go gentle around the whole area and find areas where you do feel it and really try to mentally zone in on those areas when you physically come across them. Okay. This will definitely be helpful to retrain your body and mind. Share that with your partner too. Like tell her, hey, I would love, can you do this? Just really gently, go up and down. Even using a feather, if you're into toys and stuff. There's not many guys I've spoken to who are into feather toy play, but some are. And maybe it's just her tongue really lightly going up and down on the side. It could be really sexy. So get yourself in the habit of enjoying gentle touch so that you don't feel like you're missing out just because you can't go ham on your, your dick. The third thing that can really help you when it comes to fixing your decreased dick sensitivity is lube. So a lot of guys don't use lube. Find a lube that you like, that isn't too sticky or gross, you actually enjoy using it. It's not that big of a deal to clean up. And this is going to be so much nicer on your skin. It's going to feel so much more pleasurable and realistic when you're masturbating because you can actually imagine what she feels like, right? And just the wetness enhances our sensory play. When we experiment with different sensations, wetness is one of them. If you have decreased dick sensitivity and maybe you're struggling with delayed ejaculation, you can't get to an orgasm when you're with your partner, this will help you mentally train yourself to get there again. So imagining her using the lube, it's making the whole picture in your mind feel and seem more realistic to train yourself to get there again. A fourth way you can fix your decreased dick sensitivity, try saying that 3 times fast. It's probably not that hard, is experimenting with different sensory play. Okay, so by using different sensory play, you're kind of awakening the nerves, you're changing things up, and this is good for your body physically. So if you were to use, like I said, a feather or have her scratch a tiny bit, or you scratch a tiny bit, right? Or scratch hard if you're into that, whatever. Maybe you use a lube that's hot and cold temperature. Maybe you use a pinwheel, which has a little bit of a sharpness to it, and see if any of those things kind of wake you up a bit mentally and physically. Then let's go to number 5, which is mindfulness. Now, this is a big one. Mindfulness is really everything. So if you can get in a habit of turning off the porn, not using it, and if you feel like you can't not use, if you feel like you're stuck with it, just try your best not to use it every time. And if you're good at not using it every time, then I would say try to use your mind more than you use porn. That's the next step to help you improve there. So if you can use mindful masturbation, that would be best, because you'll really help yourself out if you put the porn aside and you just are paying attention to your body. You're actually looking at your body. You're trying to learn about it. You're trying to understand, what feels good at this point, what gets you there easiest when it comes to touch, when it comes to thought and touch. Sometimes you just have to learn about yourself. We act like that's not normal to do, when really masturbation is a great learning tool. I use it with all my clients all the time. I don't just say, hey, jerk off again today. It's not like that. It's like actually giving them intentional focus points to either think about something specific or try something physically to help them increase their body awareness, their sexual awareness, their arousal awareness. And it's very, very impactful. Being mindful about your pleasure is going to be a huge piece to you getting out of that numb feeling, physically and mentally. You would be so surprised. That is number 5. But lastly, get help from me or someone like me if you really are struggling, because you don't want to just be in this place. You don't want to just stay in this place where you feel like you have to avoid feeling pleasure or like you'll never get there. Like, don't give up on yourself, because there are people like me who believe in you and believe that you can get answers that you need. And we're here to help. Make sure that your sex life is always more about pleasure than pressure. All right, that's all, guys. I'll see you in the next video.